WEWS.
It is the Overnight Underground Weekend Roundup, taking a look at the stories we covered this week on the Overnight Underground. I'm John Ford. It's the Overnight Underground News. President Trump hit the airwaves, or whatever it is we call it these days, to calm the nation down over coronavirus fears. Did it work? Well, at market opening, the Dow was down over 7%, the S&P drops more than 6%, and trading was suspended. Even before the bell opened, the travel industry is on life support. The virus appears to have gone airborne. Congress is shutting down the U.S. Capitol to the public until April 1st. And for God's sake, the NBA has shut down everything. But there's no need to panic. So what did the president say?
This is fine. I'm okay with the events that are unfolding currently. Things are going to be okay.
Oh, sorry. It's the wrong report. Here we go.
We will be suspending all travel from Europe to the United States for the next 30 days. The new rules will go into effect Friday at midnight.
Well, that's the gist of it. Travel between Europe suspended starting tomorrow, with the exclusion of England and Ireland. There is, however, no truth to the rumor that off-camera, Trump was heard saying that exceptions are made for anyone booking a fabulous one-week vacation at any of the incredible Trump-branded hotels and resorts. The U.S. Surgeon General had this to say Sunday on CNN.
We've been saying this all along. Initially, we had a posture of containment so that we could give people time to prepare for where we are right now. Now we're shifting into a mitigation phase, which means that we're helping communities understand you're going to see more cases. Unfortunately, you're going to see more deaths. But that doesn't mean that we should panic.
Surgeon General Dr. Jerome Adams. Wait, let me fix that for you.
We should panic.
Governor Cuomo has already set New York State prisoners to task making that special prisoner hand sanitizer. No, I'm not kidding.
It has a very nice floral bouquet. A little, I detect the lilac, hydrangea, tulips. What does it smell like to you? Tulips, yes. Floral bouquet, making it in the state of New York.
We've definitely entered bizarro world here. Cuomo seems damn proud of the New York hand sanitizer made on the backs of prison labor. The Legal Aid Society in New York isn't too keen on the governor's hand sanitizer salesmanship, yesterday sending an email condemning Cuomo for, quote, exploiting incarcerated New Yorkers to produce cheap hand sanitizers. And I don't know about you, but when I think about sanitary, I don't really think prisons. The governor also has other plans for the incarcerated in his state, burying the dead if the pandemic spins wildly out of control, which should be any day now. The Dow opened down 1,800 points and promptly celebrated by suspending trading for 15 minutes just after the opening bell, tripping a safety circuit breaker that halted trading. New York Stock Exchange President Stacey Cunningham was reportedly waiting for her husband to find the flashlight to flip the circuit breaker back on.
Yeah, the market-wide circuit breakers are designed to slow trading down for a few minutes to give investors the ability to understand what's happening in the market, consume the information, and make decisions based on market conditions. It's a plan that's put in place for situations like this. It's been tested. We test it every quarter, so this is operating as it's supposed to.
New York Stock Exchange President Stacey Cunningham on CNBC. All I can say is, thank God we have someone in the Oval Office with a business background. He'll know what to do.
Honestly, I don't think he has a clue.
Me? I put everything in ammo, liquor, and pork bellies. A woman with what has to be the perfect stripper name, although it's unclear if she is a stripper, Stormy Lynn Parfait, has been placed under arrest in Ashland, Louisiana on drug charges. It appears that little Miss Parfait attempted to bail out a friend with marijuana-tainted cash. After getting a whiff of the skunky money, a detective searched Parfait's car, finding $45,000 in cash, about 100 Klonopin pills, and a food stamp card that wasn't registered to Parfait.
A fella could have a pretty good weekend in Vegas with all that stuff.
There are dating sites for sugar daddies, Jews, Muslims, horn dogs, and old farts. Now there's one for men with small willies. I kid you not. The New York Post reports that Dinky1.com is now live for guys who don't quite measure up and the women who love them. According to the site, those with a member smaller than 5.5 inches, the global average erect penis length, are defined as dinky ones. Men are eligible to join.
Have you actually got a penis?
Yes,
Where? Where is it? Where is it?
it's in there.
Are you sure? So it's like Mr. Snuffleupagus, is it?
Oh, to hell with this. Get the ruler. We're measuring again. And this time I decide where the base is.
As they say, in the land of the blind, the one-eyed man is king. Meanwhile, in Iran, a number of sources are reporting that coronavirus burial pits are so big in the land of the Ayatollah that they're even visible from space.
In space!
Of course, Tehran denies all of this is nonsense, but according to some experts, 2 large trenches, which total 100 yards, are visible.
In space!
There is no denying that the U.S. has conducted airstrikes against multiple Iranian-backed militia sites in Iraq. This in retaliation for a rocket attack that killed 2 Americans and 1 British service member. Things are going boom for Iran's militias in Iraq at the moment.
He blowed up.
On the subject of toilet paper, this intrepid reporter ventured out of quarantine here in Austin yesterday and made that most dangerous of all journeys, a trip to the local grocery store. Indeed, the H-E-B was full of amateur shoppers in the middle of a Thursday with carts full to the brim of all kinds of assorted crap. Yes, dear listener, it's like Lord of the f***ing Flies in the toilet paper aisle. Empty and violent. Where are your damn wipe-happy dancing bears now?
I'm not picking it up. You pick it up.
I'm not picking it up.
Well, somebody's got to pick it up.
I'll pick it up. They're clean.
The great ass wipe panic of 2020 is in full swing here in Austin, Texas, which now has
Two mints in one.
confirmed cases of the aforementioned plague. Still, here's a question to ponder. Why is it the very same people who will wag their finger at you and tell you you don't need that much ammo are the same ones who are now buying 500 rolls of toilet paper? In a somewhat related story, a German hospital has started drive-through coronavirus testing. Yeah, can you supersize my pandemic anal probe, please? Said no one, ever. That wacky agent provocateur from Texas, Alex Jones, has been arrested on a drunk driving charge in Austin. According to the Daily Beast, Jones claims he blew under the legal limit, but in Texas, they can still book you if you are under the limit and the popo thinks you might be impaired. I don't know how they tell the difference. Every time I've listened to or watched him, he seems impaired to me. But good God, could you imagine being locked in the same holding cell with a shit-faced Alex Jones?
I hope you have protection.
Meanwhile, in New York City, Mayor de Blasio has gone on record that the city is not shutting down and is open for business. De Blasio said on Fox 5's Good Day New York that, quote, New Yorkers don't scare easily, and blasted the rumors that all of Manhattan was getting ready to be quarantined. So come visit the Big Apple and enjoy yourself. Just don't plan on seeing a Broadway show, taking in a museum, going to the opera or sporting event, eating out, or whisking around town in an infected subway car. But yeah, enjoy your stay. Today we learned that our testicles are in trouble.
Oh, no.
According to that bastion of journalistic integrity, the Daily Mail, doctors in China think that coronavirus may inhibit sperm production, even after you've gotten over the bug.
My balls!
Exactly. Okay, enough of this coronavirus crap. Let's see what else is going on in the world. And then, ladies and gentlemen, the earthquakes hit. A magnitude 5.8 earthquake struck off the coast of Northern California overnight. Thankfully, there were no reports of damage, and yes, the toilet paper is okay.
Oh, thank God.
As previously mentioned, the NBA has shut down everything. Basketball is suspended, my fellow sports fans. This comes following news that a player had tested positive on Wednesday for coronavirus. Great. Self-quarantine, they say. Stay at home, they say. Then they cancel the NBA. What's a fella to do?
There's so much porn!
Here's the quick clip today. Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez promulgating that people aren't going to Chinese restaurants because racism.
Honestly, it sounds almost so silly to say, but there's a lot of restaurants that are feeling the pain of racism, where people are literally not patroning Chinese restaurants. They're not patroning Asian restaurants because of just straight up racism around the coronavirus.
Not eating at a Chinese restaurant is racism. And this soundbite from AOC.
I know it sounds banal.
She pronounces banal like anal.
I know it sounds banal.
I'm so easily amused.
Banal, banal, banal.
Okay, let's switch gears just a little bit. Florida man is at it again, standing naked in his driveway and throwing rocks at passing cars. 34-year-old Dewey Kahn is in the pokey following his arrest in Brevard County on the charge of exposure of sexual organs. I say, let him who is without exposed organs cast the first stone.
N-E-W-S.
A mostly correct and occasionally incomplete transcript and links to reference sources and articles of this Overnight Underground can be found at overnightunderground.com.